Hey everybody, welcome to another Connect the Six Instagram Live. I am your co-host Rachel, and today we have two very special guests, Grizz and Jig, that's going to be on. We're going to be talking about recidivism reduction in a very unique way in which we are doing this. Unfortunately, we had a couple of technical difficulties, but I'm hoping this time everything gets through okay. Not sure. I think maybe my Wi-Fi cut. But okay. So I just sent it to Grizz. Hey.
Yeah, it's better now.
It's better now. I just turned off the Wi-Fi. I was like, all right, we're going to do it. Jay. All right. So I got Grizz on there. Oh, and there's Jay. This works. There we go.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
All right, Chris. How you, bro?
I'm all right. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. You look like you're on the road.
Yeah. I'm on my way in.
I hear that. Okay, well, yeah. Because I think what you guys are doing out there is super unique. And it's clearly like it's really helping reduction and really curbing a lot of the gaps that we've been seeing. So I'm super honored and blessed to be on live with you, and to be sharing this, be able to kind of promote what you're doing on your neck of the woods over here as well, and to really kind of just discuss some of the similarities, because I think sometimes we always talk about like Canada and US being so different, but there's so many similarities as well. And so I'm super excited to be able to base and kind of connect and kind of just talk, really, right? So I guess I'll leave it up to both of you to kind of introduce yourself. Jig, if you want to sort of introduce yourself first, and we can kind of go from there.
Oh yeah, I'm Jig. I'm the CEO of Much More Than Words Publications and the creator of Hood Politics, Urban Book Review magazine from New York. Basically, the magazine is an introduction to employment and another type of employment inside the facilities, in contrast to the $40 state pay that they giving them. We giving basically how to increase the literary note, like on the literary note, basically get people to start reading literature more and to pay them for doing it. You know what I'm saying? And get them in tune with the authors, get the authors in tune with the population, which is the highest book buying population, which is those incarcerated. But those are also the people who are rarely taken care of. So I'm basically trying to give back to the ones who are forgotten.
Right.
Dope.
I hear that. I love that, and I think we're gonna expand on it a lot more. But I love that idea of a level of income for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Grizz, if you want to introduce yourself.
I'm not really good at introducing myself, but I'm Grizzly. Some people call me Grizz. I'm a photographer. I wear many hats, but my main thing right now is photography. My business, I started it up about 5 years ago, but the last 3 years I've been taking it really serious. And through the lens, I just wanted to show everybody what I see, which is beauty and everything. So that's basically what I do, and I do a lot of other things. I can I can break that down, but we're gonna definitely get into it later.
No, for sure. All right, so I guess first question is like, how did Much More Than Words come about?
Actually, from reading other people's books, like I was sitting collectively, I did like almost 11 years. So when I was reading the books, I realized like a lot of the books. Y'all can hear me?
I can hear you. It cut off.
Yeah, my phone started ringing. I don't know if it cut off.
No, we're straight.
You get me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone started ringing. Pardon me. But nah, I was reading a lot of the books that they flood through the prison systems, and majority of them like just basically the same ignorance. It was just based off like a whole bunch of like depravity, you know what I'm saying? So, but the key to it, everything was to go back outside to do more ignorance. So that's what the book was based. Every book I read was basically about, is to just go back outside, and it was just basically propagating more and more ignorance. So I wanted to change the narrative. So I wrote a story that went against all that and called my company Much More Than Words, because everything that you're going to get out of my company is an action outside of just words, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the word Much More Than Words publications came in at.
It's like a less talk, more action.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear that. Did you find that, like, I know you were saying that a lot of the books had, like, it was ignorance based on what it was like coming out, right? Did you find that, like, institution, they censored a lot of the that you had, and that was very, like, culturally relevant?
It's like choppy, so I'm catching like every other word.
I can't really hear.
Is it me? Can you hear?
Instagram is trying today.
Right? I don't know if it's me.
Like even I can't even see the comments or nothing right now.
I can see the comments. I can see everyone jumping on. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I hear you now.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. So I guess I was just saying, like, did you find that a lot of the material that you were getting inside was censored in terms of, like, culturally relevant for you to be able to really relate to?
I'm saying it's they let everything in until they see it's affecting the population. Like 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Once they know it's changing your mind frame, they don't care about keeping you dumb. Anything that's keeping you dumb, they gonna let in. But anything that's gonna make you think, you feel me? Because they say the thinking man is a dangerous man, so they don't want you thinking. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's gonna spark a thought into your mind, they kind of try to snatch off and put it on the ban list. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, like if you keep it quiet, like it's a lot of books that I had in there, like The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, 12 Universal Laws, as it says, Dr. Herbert Harris, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, things like that. Like I was able to read all those, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people not reading them, so they're not banning them because a lot of people not picking those books up. But if they see that it's starting a movement, anything that's had the capability of starting a fire to make people wake up, it's gonna get banned.
It's a fact. It's a fact. You know, it's funny because I had a conversation with a PO, I think it was like last year. We were doing like a drive where we were trying to get books into the institution, but we were specifically trying to get Black books in the institution.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't a lot of Black, at least within Canada, they censor everything that's going in, and there's not a lot of culturally relevant material that's going into the on this side. That was what our motive was, and I'd spoken to Yo about it because I was like, why don't they have like Black books by Black authors for Black in the institution? And she had said something similar to kind of what we're saying about, like, I think man is in the sense that it's like when people see that there's a possibility for change, mindset starts to change. She would think there for that it may incite certain behaviors that they're not able to control. And that was help them or allowing it. So I love the fact that you mentioned that because it's down to something as simple as reading material that the system. Grizz, like, what was your experience when it came to like reading material?
I experienced the same thing. Same book, 48 Powers of Law. They took it out of the system when I was down there back in 2015, and they censor a lot, like you guys are talking about, and that's why I'm just nodding my head because I'm like, yep, yes, yep. It's the same thing over here, right? In our penitentiary system over here. So, like certain books, you can get in and you can't get in. Like the cultural books, you would have to go to the imam, and go to the imam to get a certain book in, right? So it's very difficult, and I see that CSC, they basically do the same thing. They censor a lot of stuff down in the penitentiary.
Right.
Mm.
So with Much More Than Words, like you started this company, really just to help individuals to want to get the book side, how, I guess my first question I should ask, like, how did reading impact you while you were doing time? How was that a method for you, I guess, past find from that?
See, like reading, I really read throughout my whole life. So when I got to prison, it was just like even more free time for me to read. But as I said, like it just helped me like basically broaden my horizons, and like it kind of took me to a different realm in there, like where I wasn't always in a, like in my bag, like in my feelings, because I'd be always in the book. You feel me? So I'd be trying to figure out like how to do things differently, how to do things differently. So like the reading just basically opened my mind, like to open the doors, because it's like when you stuck inside them walls close in on you. So the reading kind of pushed the walls back. You know what I'm saying? It pushed it back to the point where you able to see something else, like use your imagination and go elsewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by elsewhere is like it opened up your creative side. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how I end up writing, because from reading what other people was writing, let me know that I can do way better than what other people was putting out. You know what I'm saying? Because what the people were putting out, the much more than words was just was something for me. You feel me? The hood politics is what I created under much more than words. It's something for the people, but the much more than words is really what I kind of created to save me. But the hood politics is like something I created to save us. You feel me? But in saving us, I really even saved me more. Like this April 15th will actually make 2 years that I was home with no infractions, no parole, no looming charges. I have never been home 2 years in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So through this magazine, it helped me stay free. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Dope.
Congratulations on things, sure. And I like that you said that you did that for you. Because sometimes it's a part of your own healing process. And sometimes people don't realize that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you starting something for yourself, and obviously Hope Pollock's came under that, but that was something that you were able to solve. And a lot of that innovative thinking came from obviously you being locked up, and that that opportunity to have that walls back at a time when you're literally in. So when we talk about hood politics, then like talk to me a little bit about more about that concept.
Hood politics really came into play because like I was actually sitting there, I was just reading books, but I noticed like on the tier, it was over 200 books on the tier alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, like majority of the books, 150 of the 200 was terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like people really had to actually waste their money that they will never get back to buy these books. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I wish there was a way for people to actually be able to know what they buying prior to getting it, because you get a magazine, you see the book in the magazine, you just see the cover of the book and the synopsis, but you don't get no take on the book. So now you basically buying blindly. So I started, I got two other people, and then I started passing out the books, and I'm like, all right, you just read, and I'm gonna read, and you gonna read, and all three of us gonna criticize the book. You know what I'm saying? I said, and when I go home, I'm gonna start a magazine for it. And that's how it came into play, by trying to save people money. But then that's when I put into play, they're like, all right, well, all these authors are getting money from the people inside the prison, so why not allow the people inside the prison to get money from the authors that's actually targeting them? Because all authors want to get their books into the prison system, so why not give something back to the prison system? Why are you trying to make your money? So now it's like one hand wash the other, both wash your face, so you can actually get a review, because people are paying reviewers, authors are actually paying reviewers to tell them about their book, what they think of their book. But why not give it to the people who you actually trying to get the book in front of to review for you? You know what I'm saying? And to pay them for it. So that was how the whole concept really came about.
That's dope.
That's so dope. And like when you think about it, like before I buy a book, I'm always looking at like I'm reading I know what people are saying about most recommended books, but like you don't have the ability to do that when you're inside. So it's
At
like
all.
how do you get those, like you're looking at the cover of it, you might think whatever New York Times or the whatever Toronto Sun says about it, but that's not really like they the way they I think are completely different, right? As opposed to you getting the viewpoint from somebody who thinks like you or is better. So like I love that idea. Like it's super innovative and dope, and get paid for it too, because that's like I think the conversation that we consistently have is while you're inside, individuals are always looking for a way to hustle, right? Like it's that's reality for you to be able to get got your family on road, whatnot. Like you're always looking for a way to be able to hustle, whether that's as some people are inside selling chocolate bars and chips or whatever it might be, but for others it could be
She knows
that you enjoy doing, which is reading, and write a review on it, right? Like one, you're obviously taking in from a mental standpoint, you're mentally feeding your mind, but you're also educate yourself and give your own viewpoint on it. So like why not do that?
Exactly.
So when did you start Hood Politics?
Started the first review on that first magazine actually was printed. The first magazine was actually printed like 2 months ago, but it was the promo magazine. I mailed it out for free to all the prisons, as many prisons as I could get. I actually went on Instagram and found the pen pal site that had people's names and numbers and everything on it, and I just wrote down a whole bunch of names. So I copied down like 200 names, and then I started mailing the magazines out. You know what I'm saying? But through that, I started following hashtags like recidivism, and I ended up bumping into Chrissy, story of a prison wife, and she actually linked me with Glows, who's actually one of the first authors who paid to get their book into the first issue of the magazine, one of the first issues of the magazine. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been like over the course of the last 2 months is when the magazine really just started going. So before that, it was just an idea that I was putting into play, and then I just finally set it into motion about 2 months ago.
Amazing. And so
I love to hear that.
Glows on this too, and Glows
I love it.
Super dope author, and you can get her books. Like if you're in Canada, you can get her books on Indigo. But like, what's the response been like?
Is a lot of people not really like they subscribing, but they're not doing the criticisms. I don't understand. I really don't understand it, but it's just the way it goes with a lot of people is like they got to see everything. Got to be it's a fad world. Like everything is a fad, so
yeah, they
had to see everybody doing it before they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So they had to actually see like, all right, well, majority of the tier doing it, so I'm gonna do it. This is just how it is. This is how prison is. Prison is like the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? So somebody with sight got to see the vision for the people to do it. So right now, what they doing is getting it because of the articles and the females, and they overlooking the part where it's actually something that could improve your living situation for now and for on your return, because you have the opportunity, due to it being a short amount of subscribers, that means you actually had the opportunity to be the one subscriber who can earn $800 a month. You know what I'm saying? That's a big jump from $40 a month. So they receptive to it, and they dig the reviews and everything, but they not taking advantage of what's right in front of them. You know what I'm saying? But as we as the people usually do, we overlook the big thing to grab something small. You know what I'm saying? So now while they gravitate towards the women, it's like it's really a whole economy right here in front of you that you're not even paying attention to.
Yeah, but you know what? Like that's how you that's how you grasp their attention first, right? Like when you think about any sort of like big products or anything that's being advertised, like even when I think of like when they're like cologne or perfume or whatever, like the bottle's this big, the bottle's this small in the ad, and it's like the women or whatever the scene is, you know, like that big image. So sometimes it's like that's what sells the product eventually. So they're getting this magazine because they're seeing whatever they're seeing and they're liking what they're seeing, but that's when they actually eventually take the time to actually take in like what the real content is, right? And like
exactly.
it's been 2 months, so it's something that's obviously over time gonna grow. But the fact that you've already gotten them inside is one thing.
That's a big step right there.
Anybody who knows anybody that's inside is like that magazine gets shared around. That magazine's
exactly
right. So the fact that you've got it in is the first step. Now you just gotta let the work do the work.
Yeah, exactly. That's really the whole thing. I mean, like I told, I believe I was speaking to Glows, and I was telling her like the person who should really be pushing this magazine is the author. Why? Because inside of a prison, for every one person that gets a magazine, 10 people seen it. That means, so for every 10 people, 100 people seen it. For every 100, that's 1,000 people seen it. That means while you sitting out here trying to advertise to 10 people in the populated world, you could get it into the prison and over 3 million people would see it. But because you focusing on the people out here who don't even really spend the money on the books, you overlooking the forgotten. This is why I always call the people in prison the forgotten, because everybody overlooks. They forget how much of a help the money that's coming from the system is for the outside world. You know what I'm saying? Because all this free labor that they getting out of us, you know what I'm saying, this is conducive for the outside world, you know what I'm saying? And the books that's being paid for by us and by our families, you know what I'm saying, this only serves people in the outside world, nobody on the inside. And that's why I'm saying it's the forgotten, because nobody thinks about the sacrifices that's being made by those on the inside for people on the outside to live and thrive, you know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy too, because like it's like anytime I have either, if it's like one of my own guys that are calling me or if it's a client that's calling me from jail, the first thing they'll say is like, yo, did you see what happened on TV? Did you catch the show? Or it's like, did they, like, you know, it's like they're so animated. So it's like if you're reading a review and it's like, yo, did you take, and you gotta take in this book, you gotta take, you know, like their excitement almost is like, it's one of the things, like there's so many books I've caught on to, or even there's actually, I think there was one book in particular that I read as well, whereas like the only reason I read it was because the person that had called me was so animated and excited about it. I was like, shit, all right, I gotta check.
And that's something I always tell people. I always say, if you control the prisons, you control the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, whenever somebody on the streets whose life is going a million miles an hour hear about something, it's from somebody in prison, or from somebody who spoke to somebody in prison. So when you get in a referral from somebody, 9 times out of 10, it came from inside the box. And people don't even understand that. So that's really, you know what I'm saying, Grizz? That's really how it goes. Everything new music.
The people locked inside, we hear it first. You know what I'm saying? Anything that goes on in the streets or anything that happens around the world, like, we hear it first. You know what I'm saying? New stuff, old stuff, stuff that's coming out just now. Like, we study that when we're inside, you know, because we want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Here, whatever we read, we're letting everybody tap into that, to that. You know what I'm saying? So everything you guys are saying is real. Like, especially your magazine. I just wanted to say something. Your magazine being inside those walls, that's a big step. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tried that down here in Canada, it's very difficult. Very difficult, brother. So that's a big, that's a big accomplishment for you to even get into one prison. You know what I'm saying? I just want to salute you for that.
Yeah, appreciate it. I actually shipped one out there. I'm just waiting to see if it landed, because if so, then I'm going to flood Canada too, inshallah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my goal is to open up, this is worldwide, this is global, because people are in prison globally. You know what I'm saying? It's just not just an America thing, you know what I'm saying? This is a worldwide problem. Mass incarceration is a worldwide problem. And only way to end mass incarceration is to create this economy. You feel me? Find a way to put money into the people's hands so the people won't have to go find a way to take money. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the whole basis of my ideology. Is like, if we feed the people, then the people won't have to take food. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it.
And Grizz, you made such a good point. Like, Canada, when it comes to that, is so strict to like even get, like, for you to be able to get something inside, it's got to be screened. It's got to be added to an approved list first. And when you said that,
pre-order, that list of, it got to be screened and all, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what? Like, it's funny that you're saying that, because Grizz, I don't know if you know Roy
Wood, the singer?
No, not Roy Woods.
Warridge Park? Yeah.
So Warren actually had just posted today. This resonated with me for the simple fact that he has a book that's been out on his brother. And it's out. He had it out for 2 years, and he so long to get his book. Like, he's been trying for so long to get his book out. Finally got his book out today. So one thing that he was saying was that because he was labeled, they weren't having it. Like, every time no, it's got to go through SIU first before you get the book. They were having any cost because he had that label, and it took him how many years before he finally got out. And like, that was like that was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Because when you have somebody who was inside, who's now come out life around, who's written a book, who's done, they're trying to get it back to the people that they left on the inside, and they can't get that information into them. It's like, so you're trying to prevent them from seeing the possibilities of what can happen, right? And like that's the crazy thing with Canada when it comes to like how they monitor and control like the narrative in that regard is that SIU shuts everything out.
Listen, the prisons down here, the jails down here, the penitentiaries down here, the drugs get in faster than the self-help books. I tell you that. That's all I got to say about that. And it's ridiculous, and we need a system to change that. You know what I'm saying? We need to break it down somehow and figure out a way for us to get our, culture. It doesn't even have to be Black. It could be whatever culture that you're into, being able to get those certain books that can motivate you for change. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult, but
I know so many times, and I think somebody said it on here earlier today, but like I've heard it so many times where like in order to get certain books in the prison system, you'd have to wait till like a trailer visit, or like we call them
sneak it in. Yeah, sneak it in.
Call them PFVs, but like you have to wait till you had a trailer visit, and then like homegirl would have to change the cover of the book and put a different cover on the book and then bring the book inside. That's how they would be getting books on the inside.
Or rip the pages out and then send it piece by piece. Like it's
in letter. Yeah.
I had a friend rip a book from me and send it mailed page by page. To this day, we're still friends, and I thank her. I forgot what book that was. I think it was Sister Soldier or one of those Sister Soldier books. I think it was Midnight. Yeah, it was Midnight. Yeah. Rip each, like, send at least 5 to 10 pages at a time. I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah.
Someone can't get books sent no more. They check all your things going into PFD.
Yep.
That might be something new now because it's been a while, but like.
How about now? I don't know how like the system is when you're getting like your package. When you first go down there.
When you get your book,
your personal property. So I don't know. They used to be able to send books and a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't know about now.
Because I remember you could send books, you could send CDs, you could send magazines.
But it has to be a certain type of magazine. It's that's what I'm saying. For his magazine, depending on what it is, like what he's publishing, and hopefully I can, get the link so I can buy one. I'm always supporting, so I'm gonna definitely tap into your magazine and get one.
Appreciate it.
We need to find a way to circulate this magazine that he's publishing, so we can get it down here and see if we can get it to the pens down here in Kingston.
He's saying I tried to send printed pages off Google and they said it was copyright and denied
it. Yo, I'm telling you, they make any excuse.
There's lots of books on a list not allowed to have 48 laws of power. Yeah, I know 48.
Yep. 48 you can't have.
They're against that one.
Even 50's book you can't get it. The 50.
Yeah, I think majority of the Robert Greene books they don't allow you to have.
No, Robert Greene, no. None of his books. Seduction, none of them.
But they go the mainstream ones. It's so many other books out there that people don't know about, but that's what I'm saying. It's a fad. They watch the fad, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Robert Greene because it's a fad, but it's a lot of books out there that people never even heard of, you know what I'm saying? So them is the ones that people need to target to send in there because it's like it's not a book like I read Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a crazy book, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't order that book, so it's not on the ban list, you know what I'm saying? But that book is very insightful, you feel me? It's not just for our races, for all races, if you understand it, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically just telling you about the miseducation, like you brought up to think one way when the reality is you should be thinking this way, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we put ourselves under a roof, like we make, we could say the Caucasians or the rich our roof. You feel me? And it's like we can only be as great as them. You feel me? So if they here, we can only be here. You feel me? That's the miseducation.
Yep.
It's so true. Glow said we should all write a book on the uses they have.
Yo, Glows is the legend over here, bro.
And it's true. Okay, so we had so many systems broken, and I'm gonna challenge that, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna challenge that. And it's actually it goes along with what you're saying in terms of like sort of like that barrier place. Like we can't be higher. Like we've got to be right under that, right? And the reason why I say that in terms of the systems broken is the system's doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not broken, it's actually working. Because they've designed it. And when we think about whether it's Canada or we think about the States, like we're a white settler state at the end of the day. Right? So when white settlers came here and stole this land, they created these laws to control the indigenous people at that time. Right? And a lot of what they created in terms of like creating these marginalized communities was so that they could be in control and they can control that narrative and what would work for them, right? Exactly what Lord. So when we say like the institution built and the fact that they're not letting in certain books and they don't want individuals to be thinking a certain way, they're doing that on purpose. Like it's designed to be that way. Because what it'd be like a bunch of like educated individual, like, and I don't want to say educated because there's a lot of education side, but individuals who were able to go inside, read, have a different mindset. And like the one thing I always say is some of the most smartest, intelligent individuals I know are individuals who've been inside, because you got to learn how to think differently. You got to do things in a different mindset, right? So it's like, imagine if everybody came out and had this mindset, like they couldn't control nobody.
Listen, if you take all those brothers that are locked, that are still behind bars, and they're so like, just as you said that, it just, you know, gave me a good feeling right there. Like there's so much brothers behind the wall that made just one mistake or they're falsely accused, whatever the case be, and they're stuck there for a long period of time, or they're stuck there forever because one bad choice, and you know, they have to follow an institutional plan and they follow it and they still can't get up. So what you're saying right now is true. Like there's so many things that these guys are capable of doing, and being able to get certain type of information behind those walls, it's something that we cherish. When I was down there, when I got certain music, it helped me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Like certain music would help me, certain books would help me to make it to the next day. Certain letters that I used to get from certain people used to get me to the next day. So little stuff like literature, it goes a long way. You know what I mean? So I definitely felt what you're saying about the brothers being like so talented and smart, and because honestly, like I've said it in a live before, like this, I've met guys who taught themselves how to do electrical work, and they're studying it and they have to pay for it themselves, and they're in this university or you know, and they're doing it while they're inside, and it's dope. You know what I mean? Only if they did this on the outside, you know what I mean? How far they would be. You know what I'm saying? And those type of characters you can't forget about. And that's why I personally, I don't ever want to forget about the brothers behind the wall, because it's something that we have to continue like bringing it back to people, because yes, we're all living our life and it's fast out here, and you know, we only have 24 hours in a day, but they have the same 24 hours as well. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they can't get the certain information that they need, and like see how we're having this conversation and just people in the live. So there's somebody in here that doesn't understand what's going on, and they're listening to us, and we're communicating and having a conversation about this stuff, and might change their mind about certain things. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful that I'm actually on this live, and we need to have more lives like this. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So Jake, like, how does someone get a copy of this magazine? Like, how do you subscribe?
Tell me.
I'm saying for the free world, the link is in my bio for them to be able to get it. They go to the GoDaddy site and they can order it, or if they incarcerated, then they can order it from the magazines I sent in. My PMB box through UPS. They could mail it to there, and I send it right to the jail. The thing is, once it hit my box, once I get it, the magazine goes out that same day. As long as it's within time for the post office to be open, I send it out that day. But for the people in the free world, I really advocate for them to get it. Why? Because once they see what it is, and they could push it to their people on the inside. Because I'm really looking for the supporters to buy it for them. Because now it's like you could buy them $150 bag of canteen and last them for 2 weeks, or you can buy them a subscription for $25 and get them the ability to earn $800 a month. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really aiming for the people on the outside to do for the people on the inside, so the people on the inside can do for themselves and the people on the outside. You feel me? So now it's like full circle instead of a semicircle. You know what I mean? Everything goes in, nothing comes back out. You know what I'm saying? So don't keep sinking money into the prison when you can sink money into the prison and have the prison also help pay you. You know what I'm saying? See, we don't have that situation how y'all got with the books out there. We don't have that. Our situation out here is people don't want the books that's of benefit to them. You know what I'm saying? So like y'all aching to get them, out here people overlook them because you know how it is. If something's plentiful, nobody really pay attention to it. So it's like all them books, this of substance, nobody really want. You know what I'm saying? So now they try to figure out a way to get a porno magazine or something in there, something that they can't have because they can't have it. But if you tell them they can have it, then they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the reality out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad we don't have that problem because like them books got me through a lot of tough nights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of tough nights. You know what I'm saying? It sharpen you up. You feel me? It keep your tools sharpened. You know what I'm saying?
Your mind is a powerful weapon.
Most definitely is.
But that's exactly why they try to dumb it down. That's exactly why they don't want you thinking is a cohesive movement. You know what I'm saying? They would rather keep it divisive. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as they got you divisive, then it's gonna be everybody thinking singularly and nobody's thinking the same thing. So nobody's agreeing with each other. So that keeps you in that state where you will be incarcerated again. Why? Because you refuse to move as a community. You know what I'm saying? So they try to keep you. If you walk, I don't know about how it is out there, but where I'm from, you feel me? If you walk in the yard and it's full of y'all, it's called a group demonstration. That's a charge. You go to the box for that. You know what I'm saying? So if four of y'all walking in the yard together, that's a group demonstration. So they try to, this is the way the divisive nature of the system. You know what I'm saying? To keep you apart. You know what I'm saying? If y'all all speak out at one time, if you all speak out like, all right, well, this food is cold, we don't want to eat the food, you just incited a riot. You know what I'm saying? You're going to ask that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's everything with the system is a way to keep you divided. And this is what knowledge too, you know what I'm saying? Anything they see you speaking to the people, then they label you a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? You want them to do better. You want them to do better. And this is kind of one of the reasons I feel that they don't really want prisoners to come back to a prison that they serve time in to be able to speak, because it's like you are an example to the people inside now because they saw you before. So now you're an example to the people inside that you can be different, you know what I'm saying? But there's also why I say about the magazine, why I say the magazine is so important, because like y'all said, so many people in there is bright and they learned all these things and they got all these different trades under their belt. And then when they come home, they don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? They got a 15-year-old kid that been starving for 15 years. I literally had to sit here and watch you starve for 15 years behind the wall. And I'm going to ask you to starve one more day. And then they got to go do something that's not legal in the eyes of the people. You know what I'm saying? But in your heart is completely right, because you know, like I can't watch that. I can't physically be here and call myself a man or a woman and watch those that I brought into this world suffer. You know what I'm saying? Or your significant other. If you watch your significant other go for 12 years coming to see you down prison, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then you get home and she don't even have a car to drive in, you know what I'm saying? She don't have bus fare to get on the bus, you know what I'm saying? How is a man, can you stand for that? You know what I'm saying? So you find yourself to fall right back into the acts that put you in there, and then that's why the recidivism kicks back into place.
Wow. Brother, I'm on your website right now as we speak. $3? Is it $3? I see.
Yeah, it's the digital. That's what I'm saying. I got the digital magazine, so the people on the street, they don't have to buy the physical magazine. They too busy. They also have the digital magazines for $3.
Listen, whoever's on this live right now, whoever's gonna watch this live, you guys, but $3, you guys waste money on a lot of other stuff. Listen, how about you support, for $3 American dollars, which is probably what, $6 or $7. Go support my brother. Hood politics. You understand? This 40 weeks, 40 reviews. Okay. So what's the program? Okay, I want to ask you a question. Let's say I'm locked up right now, okay? How does the program work where the person behind the wall is going to benefit by just by making reviews? Is there a certain amount of reviews that you have to make to gain a certain amount of income?
No, basically your review has to be chosen. So your review has to be chosen. So say I only got 10 subscribers and you submit a review every week. That means for 4 weeks that your review is going to be accepted. That means you just made $800. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be asking people to take advantage of it while the numbers is low, so I can get as many people as possible paid. You know what I'm saying? Because when it grows, then it's gonna be like the lottery. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like the lottery because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's only 40 books. Only 40 books. Three prisoners. I don't really like to say inmates. 3 prisoners.
Yeah.
At a time can criticize one book. You know what I'm saying? So if I get 20 submissions on one book, now I only had to choose through 3. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I go for the final ones, not the ones just saying the book is the best, but the ones that is most intellectual and really, I feel, really speak in from a genuine place. You feel me? From a genuine place. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna speak this book up because I want this to get printed. You feel me? Or I'm not gonna put nobody criticism in the book that I see, just putting the criticism together because they want to see their name on paper. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's like I said, much more than words. You know what I'm saying? It's much more than words. This is an action to show that it's a thought process behind everything. I want everybody to always remember. That it's a thought process behind everything. You can't just jump out the window and like basically just do everything willy-nilly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be everything gotta be thought, man. Calculated thought. Like I said, the thinking man is dangerous man.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question for you. So let's say we've got I know you're saying you're reading they're their actual intellectual review, so it's just picking up the book or criticizing the book, but their actual reviews where people that they actually read the book first of all. They're not just talking about that good. But then they're giving upon it. But what does that process look like? Like, there are a number of people that are reading the reviews, and then you guys collectively choose the 3 reviews that get through for that time, or is it because now I'm thinking when this pops off, and I'm saying when it pops off, not if, it's going to, right?
Yeah.
But when this pops off and you start to get hundreds of reviews coming at a time, what's that process gonna look like? Or is that something that you're
it's already a pre-designed list of novels. It was already a pre-designed list of 40 novels. So basically what I'm trying to do is get the authors paid to get their books reviewed. So every 40 authors, that's their month. So I'll put that in the back of the magazine so the people know the book that they have to order for their family or for themselves for them to be able to, So this way it's not because at first I was gonna design it like that, but then it's like, I can't keep up with all the books. So if I know the 40 books, that means I could go that's like when Glow sent her book, I read the first 100 pages of her book before I actually sent it off to the prison. So that's way now I know who read it, you know what I'm saying? So when I got the reviews from there, I could relate to the stories because I know the stories they're talking about, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, you can't tell me I got to read the 40 books. Me or somebody from my team have to read some of the 40 books. I can't do that if I just let you pick the books on your own, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be a book that's going to come across my table that I probably never heard of in my life. So now I just got to go off of what you telling me, you know what I'm saying? Because you could just be chasing the $200, and then the author feels like it's a disservice to them because that's not even really their story. So now that'll run authors away from it, and at the same time that'll run other prisoners away from it because they know that the person who you just submitted don't even take it seriously. So now they feel like that the whole thing is a farce, you know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
Everything's structured.
Tired of buying books blindly. Okay. I'm reviewing this right now. This is sick right here. This is dope.
So when I went on the site earlier today, there's a lot of books on there that I had to add to my own list. Because books that I was like, I haven't heard of myself that I'm now interested in like picking up for myself too. So my next question is there possibly something coming up in the future where those that are outside, if they're taking some of the recommendations that are being made, if there's an avenue, not in terms of for us to be compensated, but where that's going back to the author as well? Has that been like a process that's been thought of in some regard?
I ain't gonna lie, keep it 100. It's so overwhelming with just trying to get this done. I haven't really even thought about the next step because it's like this. Honestly, it's like this whole project is really on my shoulders. So it's like I don't really be having I gotta wear 22 hats. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling me and Chrissy was going back and forth on WhatsApp one night, and I was telling her, I said, yeah, I really be up 20 hours a day working on this magazine. You know what I'm saying? And I got a 1-year-old who drive me crazy all day long. So it's like I gotta carry her and carry this magazine. So it's like I got 2 babies. It's like I actually got twins. You know what I'm saying? Like even what I just posted earlier, for the live, you'll see her on the couch sitting next to me at the photo shoot, because this is my everyday role. It's my shadow. You feel me? But at the same time, this is my motivation, because out of all my children, I have 4 children. This is the only child I have never been to prison on, you feel me? And my goal is to never go to prison on her. So she helps me push the magazine, you feel me? Just seeing her face every day makes me push the magazine even harder, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this magazine is bringing me closer to my oldest children, because they see the change, you know what I'm saying? So they proud of the change. So this magazine is just doing so much on all fronts, like, you feel me? It's bigger than the financial gain to me, you know what I'm saying? It's actually gaining me peace of mind, you feel me? Because I'm getting my family structure back together.
Yes.
That's so huge.
Important right there. Very important.
I love
to these things that, you know, drive us, and our driving forces are our kids, right? You know, so you even saying that, I definitely can relate to that, because being able to come out and reintegrate back into society and back into our family as well is a very big thing. And
Jane. I was actually gonna say that. I was gonna say I know Chronicles of Jane is a book that's from out here too, and yeah, no, just that I want to get my books out to you. So no, for sure. You got some authors on here that are actually looking into that. No, this is big for sure. Sorry, go ahead, Grizz. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead. I can't see comments, please.
I see Glow said 50 Cent got his copy.
I'm only at the like 4th page right now, and this magazine is dope. Have you thought about tapping into like audio, like an audio book as well? Like audio magazine, I should say.
No, I never really thought about it. Somebody asked me about that about my novel. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But I never really looked into it. I never really looked into it until actually a female had asked me did I have it in audio, because she don't really have the time to sit down and physically read. So she do better with the audio. So I never thought about doing the magazine like that. I thought about doing the books, but never the magazine.
Yeah. Right. Well, like you said too, like this is still just the beginning stages, right? So there's so much already right now with this that you gotta uncover, really work towards. But there's so many options. Like the options are endless, right? So it's just things that you continue to add to the list, and as you grow and you continue and you expand your team and itself, then these are other areas that you could look at, right? Like look at potential audiobooks, or look at what it's like on the outside too. But yeah, no, this is definitely for anyone who's watching. Please go in.
Listen, from first step, from how I see it's presented, top notch, top tier. Whoever's listening, yeah, you better go support it.
I appreciate it. The link that was on there and kind of scrolled through that and saw like some of the books and the reviews, and there's some books on there that I had to write down and be like, you know what, like I'm gonna check this out, and that was the reviews that I was reading too.
And that's another reason. That's what I'm saying. From you seeing that book now, just imagine in the prison system. You know what I'm saying? So that means that from that one magazine, 3 million people. It was like 2 years ago, it was 2.3 million. I don't know what the count is right now, but I know it's closer to 3 million people in the prison systems in the United States. So that means that 3 million people can see these books, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why wouldn't you want your book in this magazine, you know what I'm saying? And why wouldn't you want to pay the demographic that you're targeting for getting your book in this magazine? Because if it wasn't for these people, a lot of authors to be starving authors if it wasn't for people behind the wall. And that's just reality. I can't say that James Patterson would be starving, but I can say that a lot of his income comes from inside the walls. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, most
So
definitely.
it's true. I know a couple of guys who actually like their Snapchats and their Instagram names are actually the names of authors that they were the books that they were during the time. And like I'm getting like a Snapchat request from someone. I'm like, who the heck is James? And it's like, oh, it's this author, is this guy that I was reading, and I'm like what? But it's like, you don't realize how like something like that just resonates. So it's so true. It's so true. And I love how this is like so much more for you. Like, I know how you said much more than words was made for you specifically, and then Hood Politics was for everybody else. And it's listening to you speak about sort of like this relationship building with you and your daughter, and with your kids too. That's when you really see how much it really is for you, because I didn't even think of it from that aspect in terms of like from a family structure for you, right? Being able to see that narrative in terms of your kids seeing where you were before and where you are now, and then also making sure that for your daughter, she doesn't have to go through a time period where you said like this is this new chapter that you started, and they're all seeing that journey for you. So it's true, it is so much more than just a financial thing for you. Like, there's a familial level to it, the level. Some may say there's even like a spiritual component potentially in regards to it too. Like, there's so many ways that we look at this, and I think that's why it's so big for everybody to support it, right? Because it's like when we see one person out, and doing something like this, like, we want to promote authors and as many individuals who are really just doing something different from when they were inside. And you've taken this platform and really provided the guys on the inside with a way to, one, make income, and support their families. Because that's another thing. Like, I've talked to so many individuals who are sitting inside, and it's like they feel like less of a man. They can't provide for their family during that time, right? So being able to generate a level of income, but they're also learning time, they're reading at the same time, like they're mentally stimulating themselves. So it's a win-win on any way that you look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said on another platform, I was speaking to somebody, I was telling them that a lot of people will chase the $200 and won't get the $200, but from chasing the $200, they can end up becoming an author because now they want to get in the magazine, you know what I'm saying? Because the magazine never paid them, so now they're going to make the magazine pay them, you feel me? So now it's a greater win. It's either a greater win than what you intentionally came in for, you know what I mean? So you came in looking for pennies and found dollars, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I had a question. I know we're kind of coming close to the end of it, but like, while I was scrolling through the site, there were other elements to the magazine too. Like, there's like one component where there was someone doing like a weekly, like in terms of like writing, like how you turn your writing, like screenwriting, or like there are other components within the magazine as well. And I like that what you were saying right now about like some people actually turn into authors themselves. Is that sort of your goal later on? Is that you'll provide sort of steps or techniques for individuals that are reading this, that they can kind of expand themselves?
Yeah, this next issue I actually have. I don't know if y'all have heard of the book Dutch. It was presented by Kevin Woods, but it was written by Kwame Dutch T. Now, Kwame T, he writes for the magazine too. So starting this upcoming week, he's introducing a section called The Art of Storytelling. And he breaks down how to write a book, and then it's going to transition to how to turn your book into a screenplay.
Damn, Dutch. I remember that series. Oh, yeah.
Amazing. One question: are you looking at getting these magazines in women prisons?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually working on that now. I have them in women prison. They are in women prisons right now. But I'm actually working on one that's more for women. You know what I mean? More catered to women than men. I feel like this is more of a men's magazine. So I'm trying to work with for somebody else, another female, and let her do the content for the female magazine. Keep the same articles and everything, but change the content that's more male, what's it called, and switch it over to a female.
Amazing. Well, this has been super dope, and like, I love the fact that I've been able to sort of share this space and really talk about it more. So many people, especially within Canada, that have tuned in. So definitely getting it out there from this perspective as well. And there's so many side conversations as well when it comes to just like authors and books. Like, we've just started a full conversation about literacy. I love it. But again, like, thank you, Jig, for like blessing us with your presence and sharing.
I appreciate y'all having me.
And really just, yeah, like, I'm so excited to see where this goes. I mean, it's only been 2 months, and you've gotten into so many prisons, and you're getting the feedback, and like, I'm super excited to see where it goes within the next year even.
I'm definitely excited to see this too. I have one question for you, brother. So if I'm an author right now, right? How do I tap in with you? Explain that to these people who are also on the live that are.
Or they
Okay.
either you can email me at hoodpolitics8@gmail.com, or you can reach me through Instagram hoodpolitics, hood_politics UBR, or on Twitter hoodpoliticsUBR. I'm saying.
Okay, y'all heard that. You better tap in. You want to get your books reviewed, right?
Yeah, I'll put it in the comment section as well, so anyone who's tuning in later on can definitely reach out and connect, and hope to have more authors subscribing, more individuals subscribing as well, and kind of, fingers crossed, we get it in to the Canadian institutions. That's what I'm hoping for sure.
You just might have to change the content a little bit, a little booty over there. Like booty pics, man.
Yeah. That's another one of their jobs, depopulation. They try to increase the depopulation.
Yeah. Rachel, thank you for having me on as well. I appreciate you, and I see what you do as well, and the work that you've been putting in behind the scenes. It goes unseen, but I'm gonna let you know I see it.
Respect. Thank you. Means a lot. But again, thank you for sharing this space. Thank you for everybody in. I'm gonna tag everybody in the comments. And again, Jig, like, looking forward to seeing what you're doing. Big up yourself. You're doing some amazing work and accomplishments. So super excited to see what.
Good politics, you guys. Stop being cheap, okay? Stop being
cheap. Copy. 3.
If you have a little extra money, spend it. It's payday Friday. Come on now. Or Thursday. Friday's tomorrow. See, I'm thinking about tomorrow already. But yeah, guys, go support the brother.
Bless. Amazing. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take care.